All right, if you're a coach making between 10 to 20K per month, you're posting content on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, and you haven't been able to scale past that, listen up because I'm going to talk to you about how your current situation is stopping you from ever hitting those 50, 60, and eventually 100K months. So as you can see here, we've got the current situation. This is what a lot of coaches are in. They'll launch a mentorship program, do it all by themselves, scale up to 20K per month, which is respectable, but they obviously want to go further. They want to hit 50K per month. They want to hit 100K per month, but they're wondering why they just can't seem to make progress forward. And it's a pretty simple issue once you actually break it down. If you're running a business by yourself, you're wearing a bunch of different hats. If we look at a C-suite business, you've got CMO, CFO, CEO, all of these different sectors which usually have one person controlling each sector. If we look at an info business like this, or a mentorship program that's being sold to people, a business, which it is, it just doesn't make sense to do all of these different things as one person. So again, looking at this sort of presentation right here, we've got current situation, you're wearing a lot of different hats, all right? You're doing automations, you're in charge of sales, you're in charge of marketing, you're in charge of fulfillment, you're in charge of content. Now, alone, that doesn't seem like a lot of work, but if we actually break this down, automations, you need to build out complete backend automations, make sure that everything goes off without a hitch. Usually there's issues with Zapier, usually there's issues connecting things, and you need to be on top of that 24/7, okay? That alone is a role that one person could handle themselves, let alone someone who's also handling all of these other issues, okay? Then we've got sales, probably one of the biggest things that you would have to deal with out of all of these, because you have to manage sales teams. If you're doing a high ticket program, you need to hire good closers, make sure they're onboarded correctly, talk to them on a daily basis, make sure that they're doing sales calls, you're doing team calls with them, you're tracking their progress, you're watching call reviews. And then we've got marketing, how you actually presenting this to your audience. You need to be scripting out CTA stories, you need to be scripting out CTA reels, you need to make sure that you're marketing effectively to your ICP, you need to know who your ICP is. We've got fulfillment, so once you actually onboard people into your mentorship program, who's the person who's going to be like actually providing results, providing value to these people who've just bought in. So that's a whole another thing that you need to make sure that you're on top of as well. And finally, content. You need to do all of this as well as be a full-time content creator, okay? So a case can be made that you can actually get away with doing all of this, but you just become a jack of all trades, master of none. So you do everything okay, but nothing well, or nothing good, okay? Nothing to a standard where it can induce growth in your business to the point where you're actually reaching higher months. You're reaching 50K per month, you're reaching 100K per month, okay? So I want to show you an alternative to this to fix this issue for you. Okay, so the solution is hiring a team. Now bear with me, because you might be thinking, I've had terrible experiences with marketing agencies in the past. They've promised me the world and delivered me nothing. Okay, that's fair. All right, you need to find the right team. I'll preference that. But if you find the right team, it's so conducive to your growth and so beneficial for you, because not only do you grow your business, the thing that you have been wanting to do, you've wanted to go to 100K per month, you've wanted to reach those numbers, but you actually end up doing less work, which is insane to say out loud, but it's the truth. I'm sure you've seen people online, maybe in your niche, who you've looked at and you're thinking, okay, they have more followers and more money than me per month, but I'm definitely smarter, I'm definitely more switched on than them. How are they making more money than me? This is the reason why. They've outsourced their work, okay? And the reason why you want to do that, like I mentioned previously, jack of all trades, master of none, is if you're doing everything at once, you're never going to be able to do one thing really well. Whereas if you hire people to handle each thing, then they're able to succeed and excel at what they're doing in each field that they're in, while you excel and succeed at the fields that you're best at, which for the most part, for most coaches, is content and fulfillment, okay, which is pretty simple. It's just filming videos, making sure that you're on top of that and you're doing the best possible job you can with that. And then fulfillment is just making sure you're giving the people who buy into your program the best possible results. All right, so we know that a team is going to start running this and it's going to make your life a bunch easier, and also going to help you scale to 50K, 60K, 100K per month with your mentorship program. But what does it actually look like on a day-to-day basis? Well, I'm going to give you an example of how my marketing agency works when we partner up with clients. Essentially, it's an onboarding process that lasts about a day, and then after that point, following it, what happens is that we start slowly taking over every part that you previously were handling by yourself. So automations, for example, we have an expert inside of our agency who handles all of the backend automations for Zapier, GHL, everything that you would need to make sure that your business goes off without a hitch and there's no problems. And that same person will be monitoring GHL and Zapier throughout the day to make sure that there's no hiccups throughout our workflows, essentially. Next up is sales. So like I said, sales is a big part of running a business. I personally handle all of the sales management for my clients. So what I do is I learn as much there is to learn about the offer that the client is currently selling. I review previous sales calls. I'll go through all of the market research data. And from there, I'll develop onboarding SOPs for quality closers, quality DM setters to join our team and start working on this offer so that you don't have to no longer take sales calls, handle all of your DMs. That's all sorted for you. I also would be handling any issues that the sales team has throughout the day, and I do about 3 team calls every single week, as well as one-on-one calls throughout the week with different sales reps, different members, just to make sure that we're all hitting SOPs, we're all making sure that we're hitting our EOD reports, we're hitting KPIs, we're going through with everything that we need to go through on a day-to-day basis. Then we've got marketing. So with our agency, we would handle all of the CTA stories, as in literally write them and create them for you. We'd also be doing all of the email copy, sending out at least an email every 2 days, if not daily, if needed. We'd be doing everything from YouTube structures, making sure that the CTAs in the description of YouTube videos, helping you with YouTube video CTAs at the end of those videos, pretty much everything that needs to be done for marketing this product, which the main avenues of that, the main channels would be CTA stories, CTAs in Reels, YouTube video CTAs, and potentially paid ads if that's something that you're already doing or you're wanting to look into. Then we've got fulfillment and content. So like I mentioned, our agency does handle some fulfillment. Let's say that a program has been created and it needs an admin or a moderator inside that program to answer some small questions and just make sure everything's okay inside the community or the one-on-one mentorship program. That's handled by us. We would also build out the community or mentorship program if that needs to be done, or edit it to make it look and flow even better for you. And finally, content. Okay, so content is so important to make sure that we are continually getting our perfect ICP client into our funnel every single day, making sure that we're not getting bad leads and making sure that we're striving every single day to get qualified bookings. Content would be handled by our agency to the extent of structuring out Reels, structuring out YouTube videos, structuring out CTA stories like I mentioned previously, and basically just handling full content plans. Let's say you want to host a webinar, we would have a full content plan for a 14-day period, Reels and CTA stories included. Let's say you want to start posting on YouTube, you haven't done it before, we would introduce a whole set of YouTube structures, even scripts if that's needed, for you to completely make sure that everything's streamlined. And again, all you'd have to do is just film the content and post it. Okay, that's handled. So I hope this gives you a good idea of just the benefit in place. Again, like I said, you need to hire the right team. So that I'll preference it with that. But if you hire the right team, your ability to scale your business is unstoppable. There's no reason why you wouldn't be able to scale to 50, 60, 100K per month with your mentorship program. And if you want a team that is qualified, that has gotten results, scale businesses to 50K, 70K, 100K per month. Our agency is taking on clients at the moment. So if you're wanting someone to basically handle everything that I just mentioned, check the link in the description and you can apply to partner up with us. We'll ask you a few short questions and then we can potentially line up a call.